pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. These are the 7 deadly sins, and coincidentally, there are 7 streamers that, in my opinion, perfectly embody these traits. So let's talk about them, starting with envy. Some common synonyms for this sin are jealousy, desire, and resentment, all of which perfectly sum up the situation in which the streamer Neon has found himself in. Neon, whose real name is Rangish Mutama, created his channel on May 6, 2016, originally focusing on games like NBA 2K. I was watching some of his early videos when doing research for this one, and it seemed like he was really passionate about making content and posted almost daily, so it's sad to see where he's ended up. The consistent videos weren't resulting in enough clout for Neon, so he decided he had to switch things up, and instead of making videos, he transitioned to the world of streaming. This switch to streaming, along with the release and subsequent popularity of Fortnite, would transform Neon's life and increase his viewership from single digits to the low hundreds. But this jump in internet fame clearly didn't fulfill Neon's desires, as in December 2019, he posted a series of 4 videos that would come to be a stain on his online reputation forever. The series began with a video in which his brother explains how Neon was in the hospital in critical condition. Neon later reiterated this point in his following video, telling his viewers he was about to enter surgery and would most likely not survive the procedure. The third video, titled "He's Gone, RIP", implied that the surgery had not gone to plan, and that Neon had indeed passed away. Surprisingly, however, a series of best moment videos were then posted to his channel, followed by a video titled "I'm Alive", in which Neon explained how he had somehow miraculously survived. Now, this may seem like some sort of miracle, however, when you take into account that Neon has no visible injuries, is obviously not in critical condition, and doesn't appear in a hospital in any of his videos, it becomes clear he faked the whole thing, and in reality, it was all just one big publicity stunt. And somehow this stunt worked, garnering Neon tons of new viewers and impressions, so from there, Neon had to think up bigger and better stunts to pull off. More recently, he faked himself getting jumped twice. Both of these stunts resulted in more internet clout, propelling Neon's career and jumpstarting his presence in the live streaming space. So although this is negative from an ethical perspective, Neon's sin of envy is actually pushing his career to new heights, something that can't be said about this next creator, whose pursuit of the sin of lust caused him to leave the live streaming space never to return again. Lust is typically thought of as uncontrollable sexual desire, especially when you sacrifice something important in order to fulfill the said desire. And in the streaming world, I don't think anyone illustrates this better than Jikishi. Jikishi, whose real name is Demetrius, was a Minecraft streamer who had been grinding for almost a decade without really gaining much attention. One day, however, a little known YouTuber by the name of Dream decided to raid Jikishi's stream, jumpstarting his entire career as a streamer and content creator. This momentum was built upon even more a couple months later when Jikishi was invited to join Dream's server, the Dream SMP. Getting invited to this server was basically like winning the lottery in the Minecraft world, and it pretty much guaranteed you a spot at the table of Minecraft legends. But all this hype around Jikishi actually ended up backfiring on him in a pretty big way. All these stories about him started surfacing, making it clear to his audience that Jikishi had a horrible addiction. And no, it wasn't vaping or drinking gasoline or anything like that. Jikishi was addicted to grooming children. Over 40 people came forward and explained their experiences with Jikishi, so although I'm not going to be explaining all of them, they all essentially shared a similar pattern. Jikishi would meet a 12 to 13-year-old girl on a Discord server, and the conversation would quickly turn inappropriate, with Jikishi continuing to message these children even if they wanted to stop or felt uncomfortable. He would also make these young girls promise not to tell anyone about their conversations, but unfortunately for Jikishi, some of the girls didn't listen to him. Eventually, Dream caught wind of what was going on and removed Jikishi from the SMP server, essentially ending his career. Although it would have been extremely difficult for Jikishi to make a name for himself after all the accusations, he obviously made the best choice in removing himself from the internet forever. Another more recent example of someone absolutely ruining their career over one incident involves our next sin of pride. Pride is defined as an excessive love of one's own excellence and is actually considered to be one of the oldest and worst of the 7. Our candidate for pride is known as supcaitlin, where she mostly just sticks to the just chatting category. She created her Twitch account in 2016 and since then has amassed over 350,000 followers. However, one little stream of hers has effectively ended her career and stirred up a boatload of drama. She recently did a stream with one of her mods named Dilly, and throughout the entire stream, she continuously insulted him and positioned herself higher than him while simultaneously belittling and attacking his character. I'll just let the clips speak for themselves.
Like, make sure there's no snot. Maybe rinse out your mouth a little bit. Is Dilly nervous to kiss me? You guys think he's nervous? Yeah. We're not doing that. I was gonna go up and kiss you,
No, it's fine.
to be honest.
Do whatever you gotta do, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to do. Give me another drink. All right, get sit back.
As you can see, Caitlyn has an extremely inflated ego and believes that just because she has a little bit of clout, it gives her the right to make fun of someone who has been supporting and modding her streams for years. Honestly, it's really sad to see how Dilly just accepts the attacks and insults because throughout the entire stream, he just seems like a genuinely nice dude. Okay, let's move on to gluttony. Gluttony refers to the overconsumption or overindulgence of a substance, and this doesn't necessarily have to mean food. It can refer to the abuse of substances like alcohol or drugs that will ruin one's body when overused. And I don't think anything fits this description in the streaming world more than the sad story of justamix. Justamix, whose real name is Rebecca, is a streamer on Twitch who mainly streams under the category of just chatting. She began creating content when she was just 12 years old, and over time created a pretty small yet loyal and devout fanbase. This fanbase exploded when she was featured on a popular Twitch game show, Lover Host. However, around the time of her blow-up, her viewers began to notice some strange behavior Rebecca was exhibiting throughout her streams. She began to have numerous breakdowns, resulting in her screaming at the camera. These breakdowns would also almost always be paired with large amounts of alcohol consumption. This consumption of alcohol mixed with the erratic behavior began creating a sad downward spiral for justamix. As the more she consumed, the more insane her behavior became. Honestly, her career kind of benefited for a while, as more viewers began stopping by her streams to watch the train wreck. But like most train wrecks do, this one ended in a catastrophe. Her streams eventually died down and she lost a lot of her original viewership, but she has stated that she is seeking help and is on the road to recovery, something that can't be said about the next candidate for the sin of wrath. Wrath is defined as uncontrollable anger, and there is no streamer that better represents this as bossmanjack, whose real name is Austin Peterson. The sad part about Austin's story is that his wrath is perpetuated by a relentless addiction to gambling. Austin began his journey into streaming in 2019 on the classic video game RuneScape. In this game, he quickly garnered the reputation of a scammer by taking massive loans out of RuneScape's in-game currency, then betting it all in duels. As time passed, however, Austin became tired of just betting with fake money and decided to start streaming actual online gambling. And the second he started, he found himself stuck in a cycle of win, lose, repeat. When he wins, Austin appears to be extremely happy, ecstatic even, jumping up and down with excitement. However, the interesting thing about this is it's not even the money that is making Austin happy, it's the act of winning itself. This is supported by the fact that Austin never ends his stream on a win. He always keeps gambling until his balance reaches zero. This second stage, losing, enacts some of the most intense rage I have ever seen in a human being. Austin will punch holes in his walls, destroy his door, and even physically harm himself after losing his money. The worst part about all of it is his viewers enjoy these rage sessions, creating a cycle in which it's the only reason they stick around to watch his streams, resulting in him feeling the need to carry out these enraged acts even more. Although Austin's mistakes are kind of severe, they're at least understandable. The same can't be said for this next streamer. Greed is thought to be defined as the intense and selfish desire for more than what is necessary. And unlike the other streamers on this list, the candidate for greed has kept up an almost perfect image. However, her desire for more and more likely led to a business decision that potentially destroyed her viewers' trust forever. Pokimane, nowadays one of Twitch's largest creators, saw the success of other YouTubers' products such as Prime and Feastables, leading her wanting to create something of her own, considering the fact that she already has a large audience. Eventually, she launched Mina cookies, providing a supposedly healthier option as opposed to mainstream cookie brands. Everything was running smoothly until the launch of the product, where it was revealed that the price of a small bag of cookies was going to be $7. Now don't get me wrong, this price really isn't that crazy as there are other brands that sell cookies and other snacks with similar pricing. However, her viewers figured out that the cookies Pokimane were selling were in fact knockoff versions of this other brand, the only difference being an almost 250% price increase. To be fair, the drama behind it likely would have died down eventually, but Pokimane made the terrible decision to jump into the fray and insult the section of her audience criticizing her and her brand. Now, in my opinion, insulting your fanbase is probably one of the worst things you can do as a content creator, because the whole reason content creators have a job in the first place is because of their viewers. But hey, that's just me. And at the end of the day, despite her business failure, Pokimane remains one of the top earning creators on the internet, with a net worth of over $25 million, proving that even though you may be successful, you can always fall back into the world of sin. This next creator emphasizes this point, having a net worth more than double that of Pokimane's. XQC appears to have fallen into a sin that seems to be especially dangerous to already wealthy and successful internet personalities. Sloth is defined as extreme laziness, making it the only sin defined by inaction rather than action. XQC is unique in the fact that his laziness not only hurts himself and his career, yet also negatively impacts other content creators as well. XQC, otherwise known as Felix, is largely known for his reaction videos, and even though that's not the only content he makes, it's what a large percentage of his videos consist of. He basically watches other people's content on stream, clips himself watching it, and uploads it to his channel for pure profit. Now, I know there are a lot of React streamers out there, but the issue with XQC is that he rarely, if ever, adds anything to the video apart from the occasional sentence or laugh. There are even instances where he leaves the room with a video playing and comes back with only a couple minutes to spare, meaning that his content has turned into something resembling a massive watch party rather than the people watching one of their favorite streamers. His YouTube channel was actually hit with some copyright violations, but they were short-lived and his channel was eventually reinstated. So yeah, there you have it guys. There are the 7 deadly sins of streamers. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, like, spank the sub button, and as always, it's been me, Cal. Later.